So welcome everybody tonight to our formal induction. We have 5 new members joining us in the Beta Beta Chi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, and we are thrilled that you're able to join us tonight to see them and to celebrate them and all of their accomplishments, which I think especially this semester has been absolutely amazing with all of the difficulties and the challenges that we've all faced. And so I'm just really excited that we are here. And at this point, I'm going to turn this over to Fran, and she's going to take us into our program.
Well, welcome everyone. We're excited to have you all here tonight. And I'm not on mute, which is very impressive for me because I usually start talking and then realize I'm on mute. So I would like to introduce our administrative guest speaker tonight, our Vice President for the Monroe campus, Allison Fitzpatrick, to say a few welcoming remarks.
Oops. Thanks, Fran. Good evening, NCC Monroe students, families, and all of your supporters. I'm Allison Fitzpatrick, Vice President of the Monroe campus. I started at NCC in July, so I may not have met all of you. I'm happy to have an opportunity to do that tonight. I look forward to a time when we can all be together on campus together and get to know each other a little bit better. So we are all gathered here tonight to honor our newest cohort of Phi Theta Kappa Beta Beta Chi chapter inductees. We know you are likely juggling work, family, and school while you achieve your educational goals, and doing so in this environment is even more challenging. The fact that you have achieved this honor and in the midst of a global pandemic says a lot about your motivation and your fortitude. You made the right choice by deciding to continue your educational journey at Northampton's Monroe campus. Not only are you saving valuable dollars over attending a four-year school, but you are also setting the foundation that will help launch you into your next step. Did you know that students who start at the community college and transfer to four-year institutions are more likely to graduate? And having an associate's degree or certificate makes you more marketable in the workplace as well. So while you have had to overcome a multitude of challenges this semester, making the decision to join PTK is a great one. Students who participate in clubs and organizations and are engaged outside the classroom are more likely to be successful. This is a great opportunity for you to connect with each other and with your community while you grow as a scholar and a leader. I wish you congratulations on this great achievement, and I'm happy to get the chance to support you in your educational journey. The silent applause.
And now Sonia Massey will introduce our keynote speaker, and I'll share the screen at the same time.
And thank you, Vice President Fitzpatrick, for your warm words. Sade Chambers, who's currently serving as our chapter's alumni advisor, previously served as chapter president and treasurer. She's a PTK Hall of Honor chapter officer and Middle States Region superhero. Sade was awarded McCabe Scholar status, which includes a full tuition scholarship at Swarthmore College, where she is currently enrolled. While still at NCC, Sade was a public speaking contest finalist. She was also awarded the Pan-African Caucus Scholarship. Sade graduated with honors with an associate's degree in psychology from Northampton Community College. She is a humble servant leader who knows how to motivate, collaborate, and inspire. Sade is an amazing role model to many. Please give Sade Chambers a warm welcome as our keynote speaker. Thank you.
Hi, thank you so much, Sonia, for that wonderful introduction. My name is Sade Chambers, and I am an NCC alumni. I graduated in spring 2020 with a degree in psychology. My current institution right now is Swarthmore College, where I am continuing to pursue my degree of psychology here. So I'm going to basically tell everyone why I joined PTK, with all the different things that I did for PTK and how it's led me to where I am today. So essentially, the first time I heard of PTK was from my mother, and she told me that there is this really amazing honor society in community college. She didn't know what it was called, but she just told me to find it, so I did. And it was pretty difficult to find when I first came on campus, fall 2018. I signed up. I didn't get an email back, but I tried finding where the meetings were. I couldn't find the meeting, so unfortunately, my first semester, I couldn't get involved. But next semester during the spring, I met my classmate. His name was Joe, and he was like, "Why aren't you at any of the PTK meetings?" And I was like, "I have no idea where any of them were." So he dragged me to one of the meetings, and I really enjoyed what PTK did. Like I got acquainted with like everything and all of the big projects that they were doing and these like huge trips that they would make. And I was like, I want to get, involved in this. Like this is something that I really want to do. Like I knew that I wanted to get involved in a community college, and I felt like PTK was the best way of doing that. And I liked it because I feel like a lot of clubs at any college kind of have a niche that you really have to fit in with. I didn't like anime to join anime club. I wasn't that really great at art. I wasn't that into music. And I feel like PTK is one of those clubs where you don't need to be good at any particular thing or have an interest in any particular thing, because it was very versatile, very flexible, and you put into it or you get out of it whatever you put into it. And there was no set objective. The only objective was to excel in whatever you wanted to do. And that's why I loved PTK, because I could do whatever I wanted or do whatever the rest of the group wanted with that organization. And by the end of the spring semester, I ran for treasurer, and running for treasurer was a big deal enough for me. I felt like throughout my life, I was never a leader. I never was the head of anything. I did run for treasurer one time in high school, but I lost miserably. So running for treasurer again was kind of like, it felt really sour for me. I was pretty worried about it, but I eventually got the position, and I was happy with it. And I was happy with the officer team that we had at the time as well. But eventually, by the end of the summer into the fall semester, our officer team kind of crumbled. People were dropping off like flies. Either they had other obligations or they were too overwhelmed. And it came down, we went from having about 5 to 6 officers to only 2. And that was me and the vice president. Even the president had stepped down at that time. And it was very tough because we had so many things left to do, or so many things that we wanted to do, and so little members to do so. I feel like we had, I think, 2 or 3 other active members besides the officers. So it was very overwhelming, to say the least. And we also needed a president, right? And naturally, I thought the vice president would be promoted to president, but I think everyone wanted me to fill in that position, and I absolutely did not want to do it at first. Like, again, as I said before, being treasurer was just like enough for me, and then like being president was just something I couldn't even fathom. Like I was like, I can't be that at all. Like I didn't feel like I was apt to be a leader. I didn't feel like I knew that much about PTK, and I was just very scared of disappointing people, because again, I didn't feel like I was competent enough to be the leader that I had to be. But I came down to, and I did a lot of thinking, and I realized that I was probably the best person for that position, because I just felt like that it's what the group wanted. Like it's what the group needed, actually, because I took on that role not because I wanted to, but because that I needed to. And knowing that I was the only potentially person who could successfully fill in that role, that's why I did it. And I felt very scared, of course, like anyone would, but I also felt determined, and I really felt like I really need to step up and push myself out of my comfort zone. And becoming the president and filling those shoes was the greatest thing that I've ever done. And I am so glad that everyone kept pushing me to do it and pushing me to do it, because without it, I really would not have been here where I am today without it. And it wasn't easy. It was definitely hard because, again, even though I was president, there were still only a few members to help out. We had 2 major projects, the college project and the Honors in Action project, which you essentially have 12 months to do, expect it with the expectation of you having a full officer team of about 5 or 6. And I essentially had to do it all by myself within 2 to 3 months. So it was very overwhelming. And on top of that, I also hosted a lot of events and organized a bunch of the fundraisers. And on top of that, I also had my own schoolwork to do. I was a full-time student. I also had a job. My home life was pretty difficult as well. I have a little sister who has a learning disability. So it's very difficult to tutor her and help her with her homework at night. I had to be home at 6 p.m. every single day and help her with her homework. And it would take literally hours, like from the time we got home until the time she went to bed at 9 o'clock was how long it would take for me to help her, because it was just very difficult. And then after that was when I was able to do my own homework. And again, PTK felt like a whole additional class because of those projects that we had to do. And so it was definitely hard, but I did make it through it. And I was honestly surprised that I managed to achieve everything that I did given the extenuating circumstances. And I'm very proud of it. And I think that I ended up leading a very successful chapter. Towards the end, we ended up being the top 15 out of 84 chapters in the region, which isn't the best, but I feel like that's extraordinary for having such a limited number of people in our chapter, and with so much little limited time of doing the projects and all the things that we needed to do. And again, if it wasn't for PTK, I wouldn't be here at Swarthmore College right now. If you haven't heard of Swarthmore College, it's considered one of the little Ivy Leagues in America. So essentially has a 9% acceptance rate, which is just 1% higher than UPenn. So it's a pretty prestigious school. And I was just absolutely like surprised that I got in. But not only did I get in, but I also got a full tuition scholarship, which is their only merit-based scholarship that they have. And honestly, they don't even advertise it on their website because it's very secret and very few people get it. And I got it, and it was just amazing, because at that moment when I received that email, like that's when I realized that all of the hard work that I've put into PTK and into my life and everything that I've been through led up to this. Like it led up to something amazing, and it finally paid off. And I am so happy for getting this opportunity, extraordinarily grateful, because it was really hard when it came to applying to colleges and transferring, because I'm a middle class student, so I don't really get financial aid, and also it's very expensive to pay in full as well. So you're just stuck in that in between. And the only thing that I could really depend on were scholarships, and oftentimes the scholarships weren't enough. I went from having to pay almost $40,000 every single year for all of the colleges that I applied to, even after receiving scholarships from them, to not having to pay any tuition at all, which is again amazing and great. And I especially want to thank everyone who's been there behind me to help me get to where I am today. I really want to thank the advisors so much for supporting me through everything, for all the times that I felt like giving up. They were there for me, and they made sure that every single one of my efforts did not go underappreciated. And I thank all of them very much, Belinda, Sonia, Fran, everyone. And also my the fellow PTK members that we have. I made such great friends from PTK, and they are still my friends today. And they are your current officer team, Eric, Megan, Rebecca, Matthew. They have all been there for me. And they've seen, especially Matthew and Rebecca, they've seen the lows, they've seen the highs, and they've been, sorry. And I think I gained so many not only just a family, but also a lot of skills and a lot of information that I would not have had before. I've become more professional. I've become a leader. I became someone that I never expected to become in a lifetime. Like seeing myself as I could never, if somebody told me, I don't know, in high school that, oh, you're going to be the president of one of the most prestigious organizations for community colleges like ever. I would laugh in your face. I would not have believed you at all. And to think that that happened plus more was just phenomenal. And PTK is just, it really brings the best out of people. And it brings out all the things that you never knew that you had. And this is why I couldn't leave. This is why I'm still here. A lot of people who graduate, they leave and they never come back to their old PTK chapter, but I'm still here because how could I leave after how much they've given me, you know? And I just want to reflect this back to you, to the new members. Even if you don't think that you're a leader, if you don't think you're gonna know what you're doing, if you don't think you have the competence or the skills or the ability to be involved in PTK and do all the great things that we do, I can promise you that you're absolutely wrong, because I thought the same exact thing when I first joined. I felt like that I wasn't a leader. I felt like that I wasn't capable. And look where I am now, you know? And I think a lot of people, when they join PTK, all they do is they pay the fee, they show up for induction, slap PTK on their resume, and then they disappear and we never hear of them again. They don't show up to any of the meetings. The next time we hear of them is when they graduate and they say they're a PTK member. And we're like, who is that person? They never came to any of the meetings, right? And you can honestly do that. But if you do, you won't get as much out of it as you are capable of getting out of it. Like, why settle for a $2,000 participation ribbon that some colleges give you just for being in it when you can get a full tuition prize? And from that, I want to encourage you all to really use us, really use PTK. We are here for you. We are here to support you. If there's anything that you want to get done, like something on campus or something in the world or a big project that you've always been thinking of and you really want to find a way of doing that, we are here to help you. We have the resources to do that. And we have the resources to make people who are scared of being a leader, people who are not leaders, into bright, brilliant leaders who are capable of ruling the world. And that is the conclusion of my speech. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Sade. We really appreciate you speaking tonight. And I think I speak for a lot of us. I was tearing up the whole time. At this time, for our guests tonight, I am pleased to present to you our candidates for membership into our Honor Society. These 5 students have fulfilled all the requirements for membership and have been selected because they have chosen scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship as their hallmarks. I recommend them for acceptance into the Beta Beta Chi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. And if you take a look, I would like to announce their names first. Tonight we have Gabe Howard, Alana Lauder, Melissa Merlot, Josephine Melanzi, and Jesse Scott.
You are about to be inducted into a scholarly fellowship which embraces community colleges, not only in your own state, but of the nation and the world. This fellowship is Phi Theta Kappa, and your chapter is Beta Beta Chi. After induction, you will find yourself amongst the members of an atmosphere of scholarship to which you must give of yourself in order that the organization may be meaningful to you.
Rebecca?
Okay, sorry, I wasn't sure because okay. So, I have a torch in my hand. Imagine it's lit. Okay, I have a torch in my hand, symbolic of knowledge, which is the servant of wisdom, which dwells with prudence and leads in the way of righteousness in the midst of paths of judgment.
I have the white rose, which signifies purity and beauty of life, with its white buds representing intellectual associations. I give this rose as a symbol of our newly formed intellectual friendship.
Sorry, I was muted. This is the emblem of Phi Theta Kappa. It consists of a golden slab keyed at the top and bottom. The golden field refers to the golden opportunities that abound for society members. Since gold is the most noble of metals, it shall have a further significance to our society, for it shall represent that nobility attained by those who achieve intellectual leadership. Across the slab, you will observe a black band. It represents the three ideals which bind us together, and the cultural self-control, which is the necessary foundation for true wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Shining through the black enamel background are the three Greek letters, which are the initials of the Greek words meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity.
Behind the band is a wreath, on the one side composed of oak leaves and the other laurel. The oak leaves stand for stability and strength of character, as symbolized by the sturdy oak. The graceful, curling leaves of the laurel signify achievement and success, all attributes for membership in our society. Above the band is the representation of the head of Athena, a symbol of learning. In the base appears the Greek letters meaning light, the light of knowledge and learning, the common ideal for members of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. The badge stands as a symbol for the high idealism of our organization and membership in our select groups.
At this time, we will introduce our newest members. The advisors and current members are excited to have you all join us formally, and we look forward to interacting with each of you in the future. Gabe Howard is a liberal arts and English major with a GPA of 3.8. He participates in Film Society and yearns to become an English teacher in the future. He also yearns to become an author as well. Gabe would like to thank his family and friends for their encouragement and support.
Alana Lauder is currently participating in general studies with a 4.0 GPA and intention to be accepted into the nursing program upon completion of these classes. It has been 7 years since high school that Alana decided to make the decision to attend Northampton Community College. She has now completed 2 years at the Monroe location. She would like to thank her parents that push her to never give up, and her family and friends for their consistent support throughout these difficult times. She would also like to thank Northampton and their staff for their understanding and motivation to keep us students going. It is truly amazing what we are all able to pull off together as a community.
Melissa Merlot has a cumulative GPA of 3.68. Her intended major is nursing with plans of becoming an RN. After graduation, she plans to start work as a nurse while pursuing her BSN. On her off time, Melissa enjoys reading, cooking, and spending time with her family and pets. She would like to most importantly thank her family and close friends for their encouragement and support in her deciding to go back to school to pursue her degree.
Josephine Malonzi is an international student majoring in hospitality management. She has a 3.8 GPA and is a part of the NSLS Honor Society, as well as a part of the Hospitality Club. She would like to thank her sponsor family for their constant support and prayers in her college life journey. Their names are Leah Cameron, Lisa Cameron, Lauren Brubaker, Mike Brubaker, Trina Phillips, and Tandi Jazoo. She owes them a huge debt of gratitude.
Jessie Scott is a nursing RN student with a 3.86 GPA. She is the student representative this semester for the Nursing Student Organization at the Monroe campus and hopes to be elected as one of the officers when a seat opens up in the upcoming semesters. She is also very involved in the Girl Scouts of America with her daughter's troop. She has 3 children, Aubrey, 11, Christopher, 3, and Aurora, 18 months. They are the light of her world and the reason she strives to work as hard as she does every day.
And now for the oath of Phi Theta Kappa. Now that the standards and ideals of this organization have been fully revealed to you, you come to complete the pledge which admits you into complete fellowship. Now, please repeat after me, all those who are going to be sworn in. I do solemnly promise
I do
I
solemnly
do solemnly promise
solemnly promise
on this 13th day of November 2020
on this
on this 13th day of November 2020, right?
yeah, to uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa
to uphold the standards
With all the standards of Phi Theta Kappa,
and to keep this object and aim in mind.
and to keep
this object and aim in mind.
And I do solemnly pledge allegiance
and
I do solemnly pledge of allegiance
to my fellow members
to my
to my fellow members
and promise to aid them in all worthy endeavors.
and promise to aid them in
in them in all endeavors.
I know it's a tongue tire.
On behalf of the advisors and members of Beta Beta Chi, it is my pleasure to welcome you into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the lively fellowship of scholars it affords. I salute you for your accomplishment. I charge you to explore always for truth and to dedicate yourselves to the cultivation of the well-reasoned life, a prelude to service and honor. We look forward to growing together with you. Congratulations.
Yay. Congratulations, everyone. We're so excited for you to join us, and we look forward to all the great things you're going to do. Tonight, we are also going to welcome our new officer team as they're installed for the 2020-2021 academic year. Rebecca James, Song Kim, Matthew Erlinger, and Megan Negron. Please turn your attention to our installing officer, Sade Chambers.
Before you assume your obligations as officers of the chapter, you shall renew your pledge of membership in Phi Theta Kappa. Repeat after me. I, insert your name here, do solemnly promise.
I,
Song Kim, do solemnly promise
Do solemnly promise
To uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa.
to uphold the
to uphold
standards of
the
Phi
standards
Theta
of Phi
Kappa
Theta Kappa,
And to maintain by honest and independent endeavor.
and to
and to
maintain by
maintain
honest
by
and
honest and
independent
independent endeavor
The ideals of scholarship for which this organization stands.
the ideals of scholarship
for
for
which
which
this
this organization
organization stands.
You are charged with the responsibility of learning the duties of your
Organization
office and executing those duties to the best of your ability. Now repeat after me. I, insert your name here, do solemnly promise
I, Song Kim, do solemnly promise
to fulfill to the best of my ability
to fulfill
fulfill the best of my ability
my duties as an officer of the Beta Beta Chi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa.
my
my
duties
duties
As an officer
Beta
of
Beta
the
Beta
Phi Theta
Kappa,
duties as an
Kappa
officer of the
Phi
Beta Beta Chi
Theta
chapter of Phi Theta Kappa.
Phi Theta Kappa.
You are duly recognized as the executive officers of the Beta Beta Chi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. We pledge the support of the members of this chapter to you. Newly installed officers will be recorded in the chapter record book in the designated place for officers.
Congratulations. And congratulations to all of our new members. At this time, we have concluded the actual ceremony. You are all now officially members of the Beta Beta Chi chapter of Phi Theta Kappa. We're so thrilled for you. And at this time, if anybody else would like to add any remarks, please unmute, and we would love to hear from you.
Best thing you could do.
All right. Well, I guess I would really like to give a shout out to everybody. I mean, this seems like such a genuine and knit community. And Sade, your speech was like, I felt it. and what you have. It's like, I feel like there's so much that you have gone through that you didn't even know, and it just came to like fruition. And I'm just like so proud, because I can't even imagine what it was like to have the people behind you and support you when you didn't even know you could do it yourself. So like, I'm so excited to be a part of this community with everybody. It's truly amazing.
We're glad that you're here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Would
So,
anyone else like to say anything?
so I just want to say first that I kind of feel bad because in everybody's little induction paragraph about themselves, they thanked people and I didn't thank anybody. So I just want to say, like, I have the most amazing husband in the world. He literally took a new job where he could mostly work from home so that I can attend school. He's fantastic. So give him a round of applause. He can't hear me. He won't believe me that I said this. I also want to say, I want to thank Sonia Massey because she's the person who kind of turned me on to PTK. And this semester, a lot has been going on. I finally got into the RM program after 2 years of really hard work. I started at Northampton in the fall of 2018, pregnant, and went through my whole first year, had my daughter at home, and then went back to school. So I finally got into the program and it's been difficult. We just moved. I took the last $85 that I had to join this honor society and I'm so happy that I did it.
Jesse, we recorded this so you can show, so Chris will see that you thanked him. And we know he's awesome. We saw him back there with the kids, right, while we were doing the induction.
Yes, we did. Would anyone else like to say anything?
I would like to say that I'm just really honored to be here. I'm I don't know how else to explain what other people have already said. I've joined NCC last year. It was my first semester ever in college, and midway through it, I don't know what happened. Like at the beginning of the spring of this year, I don't even know what happened. And to be able that I finally got my foot in the door with PTK and able to join a community like this, I'm very much looking forward to the. I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm very excited about the opportunity that I'm having here. And Shade, your speech, like, I didn't want to show it on camera, but like it really genuinely moved me. And I thank my friends, my family, and I'm just really happy to be here. And that's really it. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Gabe. Would anybody else like to speak? Leah?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, Melissa, Leah.
Well, I just wanted to thank everyone and congratulate everyone for joining and all the officers for being inducted. And I'm really excited for the opportunity. Thinking that the first semester back in college after 25 years, I made Dean's List, got a 4.0 when I was asked to join PTK. So it was a really huge accomplishment for me. And I couldn't have done that without the support of my family. So I'm really excited about the opportunities and what the future holds.
Thank you, Melissa.
As you know, I'm an international student. I hadn't heard anything about PTK. I didn't know what it was until I got an email from Belinda that I was accepted into the organization. Of course, I took it because of the scholarship opportunities, but hearing Sade's story really touched me because it really made me think that hard work can get you anywhere, no matter where you come from or what your beginning is like. So I'm excited to be a part of this. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anybody else like to say anything?
I would like to say that you will soon find out that I am the advisor that's going to push you to take.
Yes, she is.
Rebecca, wipe that look off your face. You all heard what Sade shared, and I don't know if you saw what I put in the chat. This is why I introduced her as a humble servant leader, because she had already stepped up to fill the void when our president had like so many things going on. She had already stepped up to fill the void. She was essentially the acting president, like her and the vice president were working side by side. And she was clearly the one. Like by the time she, it got around to her becoming the president, it was really just adding a title. She was already doing the work. So here she was feeling like, I don't think I can do it, but she was already doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And for each of you to be inducted today is a huge accomplishment, because it means that you already are exemplary in your studies. And some of you I'm just meeting. Jesse, I know, I believe in each and every one of you. And I hope that you will attend our virtual meetings, join us on our group meet chat, and it's not too early to start thinking about officer positions. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia.
I'll jump in for a second. I'm one of the advisors for PTK Monroe, and I've been so happy to be part of this community for the last almost a year and 6 months now, which I don't know how that happened, but it's here.
I dragged you all in.
Yeah, they did, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here. We as faculty and staff, we recognize that the last 9 months have been a challenge in many ways, from technology to uncertainty. And so we're really proud of you stepping up to the plate and becoming members of PTK. But we want to know that we're still here for you. PTK, it gives you the opportunity to do things you probably never thought you would do. And I know Sade talked about that in her speech. But earlier this week, we hosted a panel about diversity with Dr. Erickson. We have some other plans in the works for, the rest of the semester and into the spring. So please join us, bring your ideas, bring your talents. We need you, and we want you to grow and become the leaders that you already are, but maybe just need a little bit more training or tailoring. And we are so glad to work with you. And this is why my role is in student life, and this is why we do these things, is to support you, to help you, and to help you grow. So congratulations, everyone. And I look forward to working with you all.
Thank you, Fran. And a little side note, which is an important thing to note, not only is PTK an opportunity for you as students to grow, it's also an opportunity for staff and faculty to grow. And Fran is currently getting certified to teach and train PTK members in a lot of our leadership workshops. So coming in the spring to Monroe campus, you're going to see some leadership workshops coming up that are PTK affiliated. So great opportunities for everybody.
Yes, I've been in class the last 2 days and then all day tomorrow. So I am back in school like many of you, and I realize how hard it is to learn over Zoom, but you're all doing it. So congrats to you. And we're excited to bring all of these leadership ideas to this for the spring.
And at this time, this concludes our formal induction tonight. If you would like to stay around, that's great. If not, thank you so much for being with us. And we have recorded it. We will be putting it up on our social media, so that if you wanted to share that again with more friends and family, please do so. We're very proud of each and every one of you, and we look forward to all the wonderful things you're going to do. Thank you.
Before we depart, Rebecca, do you want to do a plug for our social media?
Wait, I did post it in the chat, but I'll definitely say it again. So our socials on Instagram is just PTK Monroe. And then on Facebook, you can follow us on PTK Monroe Campus. Okay, so.
Okay, thank you, everybody. It was so nice to see everybody tonight. Congratulations.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Alana. We're the aunt and uncle of Alana Lauder.
Oh, wonderful.
Very proud of you. Great job. And congratulations to the rest of the